Welcome to the 2021 Nashville Songwriter Awards, and thanks for joining us this year virtually. My name is Steve Bogart, and I'm the president of the Nashville Songwriters Association International. While we wish you could be here celebrating with us in person, we still are very excited to honor our talented award winners in this virtual presentation. We wouldn't be able to bring you this presentation, however, without the unwavering support of our sponsors. They've stuck with us through 2 unprecedented years and are such friends to NSAI, songwriters, and the industry at large. So a big thank you and a big shout out goes out to the Academy of Country Music, Jack Daniels, Loeb and Loeb, the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation, the National Association of Broadcasters, the Recording Industry Association of America, SoundExchange, and the Tennessee Association of Broadcasters. Finally, our title sponsor, who's been with us from the very first year of the Nashville Songwriters Awards, City National Bank. They are truly a special group and a friend to not only NSAI, but to everyone in the music business. Enjoy the show.
We all have songs that speak to us. But to hear that song performed by the songwriter and know what that meant to them is a completely unique experience.
This time tomorrow we'll be on the road.
Bluebird Cafe is about songwriters. The money that we take at the door goes to them. So running this business means there has to be a lot of effort towards generating revenue. And working with City National Bank and Diane is incredible because they understand the entertainment business and the people that make the music and the community that supports it. And with Diane, those things drive her soul. So to have a relationship with a bank that understands not just your business, but the spirit of your business is irreplaceable.
What's a song supposed to do? It's supposed to make you feel something. And that's also the job of the artist, to make you feel the emotion that the song intends. I've done this a long time, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen anybody do it better than, for the 3rd straight year in a row, NSAI Songwriter Artist of the Year, Luke Combs.
Hey guys, Luke Combs here. Thank you so much for making me the NSAI Songwriter Artist of the Year. It means so much to me as a guy who writes his own songs and really cares about that and really enjoys the craft of songwriting. It means a lot to me. Thank you guys for everything you do for myself, for Nashville, for MCGRAW, for songwriters. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
The 10 Songs I Wish I'd Written is a unique award given each year by NSAI. Many songwriters tell us it is the award that means the most to them because it represents peer validation. The professional songwriter members of NSAI vote each year from a ballot of songs with a Nashville connection for the ones they wish they had written that year. And the top 10 vote getters take home the prestigious title. I think you'll enjoy the ones they chose this year. 7 Summers, written by Shane McAnally, Josh Osborne, and Morgan Wallen. Recorded by Morgan Wallen.
Where the title 7 Summers came from originally was I was down at the beach with the kids, and I was thinking this was our 7th summer.
Oh, wow.
With the kids.
You know, I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah.
Shane had said, "Hey, I got this idea. I don't really know what it means, but I got a title." He said 7 Summers, and I was like, "It sounds cool." I kind of had an angle of, where to take the song, and this song kind of just wrote itself from top to bottom. When you hear this song, it just feels young, feels like young love that you're talking about. I had a girlfriend in high school, and it just, I try to think about some of the things that she said to me.
When you have those pretty chords and you have that sort of kind of almost lush arrangement to it, you need a heartbreak in it, you need a sadness in it, and I don't know. I think that we go to that a lot because you always feel it, and you always want to keep going back to it.
It's bittersweet, It's like it's not. Of course, it's a little bit sad, but it's also got some parts in it that make you smile, So I think it's a little bit of both, and that seems to be the way that people have received it.
All the awards, like in our industry, I know the 10 Songs I Wish I'd Written is the one that probably means the most to all the songwriters. So to have this song picked by our peers, it really does mean the world to us.
Absolutely.
Ain't Always the Cowboy, written by Brandon Kinney and Josh Thompson, recorded by John Party.
The title, Ain't Always a Cowboy, kind of led itself to almost the opposite of that George Strait song, you know, where the cowboy rides away. We sat down at 10 o'clock and just started going over titles we had, and I threw it out. Brandon said, that's awesome. And then he got up and went over to Virginia's and bought a 12-pack PBR.
I've always been a huge George Strait fan, and it was our chance to kind of tip our hat to him and write a cowboy song, but in a different way, which was really cool.
He and Bart brought that song to a whole nother level. You know, it sounded like, when they were done with it, it sounded like a record, you know, something that was like perfect for the radio, and they did a great job.
It's such an honor to be able to be sitting in this chair with a good buddy of mine, too. I love it that my peers and our peers have actually thought well enough of this song to vote for it. Now, NSAI has been great to me, and I know Josh too. But
to be in this category is amazing. I love it.
Chasing You, written by Jamie Moore, Morgan Wallen, and Craig Wiseman, recorded by Morgan Wallen.
Chasing You is one of the first songs I ever wrote in my life. I had just moved to Nashville in July of 2015. Met these guys and probably shortly after that, and we wrote it in December 2015.
That day we had gone through a lot of trying to write a tempo kind of thing, and I was, you know, all of a sudden I was like, okay, let's try this. Descending chord progression, and we were all just kind of vibing around that feel. And I remember Morgan kind of, yeah, and I was like, whoa, that's it, Craig, that's it.
I saw the Morgan Wallen that everybody sees now. He was like going, man, I kind of want to keep going. And I was like, yeah. Just like, kid, you don't know you're doing. And he kept saying that. And he finally goes out and gets like some popcorn and a Coke, and he comes back in, and he took off on the whole second half of that chorus and just literally started going, chasing that feeling, freedom, chasing that feeling that was gone too soon, chasing that you and me I only see. I was like, this dude's going to be a star. Jamie walked in, and they're like, hey, we hit you with this. And Jamie was just like...
That was the thing that just like inspired the rest of it. You know, that's everybody started, yeah, let's do this. And melodies, that's how songs are written. You know, they just kind of fall out of the sky. You know, you can't plan for something like that.
I think my favorite part to sing the song is only got as far as Guitar Town. It's just something about it, the way it hits. It's like you're chasing her in your head, you're chasing her all these places, but like, damn it, this is as far as I got, you know? The fact that this song is almost 6 years later being recognized for something like this, it really just, you know, gives me a lot of nostalgia, being recognized by my peers, by so many people that I love and respect and look up to and who I'm inspired by. It's special for me for sure.
Die from a Broken Heart, written by Taylor Dye, Maddie Marlowe, Derek Rattan, and Jonathan Singleton, recorded by Maddie and Tay.
I was scrolling through Instagram that morning, and I ran across this guy that I was following called F. Jerry, and he had
a great account.
He had just words on there typed, and it said, "Can you die from a hangover?" And I thought it was pretty funny, so I kind of get in the shower and I'm thinking about it, and I was like, "What else is like that?" So he kind of ended up. Did we land on Broken Heart? I think I just told y'all that.
You said, "Mama, can you die from a broken heart?" I was all like, I don't want to write like mom and dad songs. Remember, I was all like funky about that because I didn't want us to like stay too young. And then I was like, you know what? It's too good to not just. I have to get out of my head and just write the song.
My favorite part of the song is actually the bridge.
Me too.
Really?
Yeah. Love that bridge.
Yeah, I just remember.
Was it ever really real if you don't feel like I feel? Oh God, that line.
We were like, we're already writing such an exaggerated, dramatic song. Like, let's just put a little bit more of like, can your knees give out from praying? Can you go blind from crying?
Mhm.
Like, let's just go there.
I just feel honored that the four of us get to be a part of someone's healing process, whether that's losing a loved one or a relationship ending or whatever that looks like. I think we all experience loss.
What I really enjoyed about that day and even listening to that song now is it's so just honest and truthful, and it's not trying to be anything that it isn't. It's just very easy. Jonathan and I have been writing for 10 years, 12 years, and this was our first #1 together. And for it to get the top 10 songs I wish I'd written is pretty cool too.
Hell of a View, written by Casey Beathard, Eric Church, and Monty Criswell. Recorded by Eric Church.
I ran across a quote by Kurt Vonnegut, but it said something to the effect of, I try to live life as close to the edge as I can without falling off. He went on to say that out there it looks different than it does in the middle. And so I had run that by Casey, and we were at the barn at his house writing, and he just kind of grinned. He goes, well, it's a hell of a view.
That's how I remember that song getting born, was just sitting there and sketching out some things and playing some things, bouncing some ideas off each other, and just knew that it was great, but we didn't want to force it, so we're taking our time. I ended up in North Carolina with Eric, and we're sitting there, and you get inspired by different guitars or different sounds or plugging into an amp. And that day, just everything about that song came alive. Eric's not a guy that chases anything but what's in his heart and his head, and that just hit him. He picked it up from there and kind of said, no, this is how that goes. And he pretty much wrote a whole rest of the song and made it all make sense.
There's a lot of awards floating around, but this one, because it's the people that we sit in rooms with every day in some form or fashion, it means the most to me because it's the people that we work with.
To be appreciated by my peers, that means more than anything. It validates you in this town.
I Called Mama, written by Marv Green, Lance Miller, and Jimmy Yeary. Recorded by Tim McGraw.
This was a true story about a buddy of mine that passed away suddenly. I left the ride I was at downtown that day and just called my mom. Didn't tell her why I was calling her, but I just started thinking about like little things that are important that we tend to gloss over, and just kind of reminded me that the small things in life are important, and that it could have been my mom and it wasn't, so I wanted to hear her voice. There's no two guys on the planet that I would love to take this idea to that can make it authentically wonderful.
As soon as Lance got it to Tim, he listened to it. It really struck a note with him. He loved it so much he called to find out some of the chords because he wanted to play it for Faith. And as the story goes, that he did in the kitchen that evening try to pull it together, and every time he got to I Call Mama, he got so emotional he started to cry.
Who can you call that can put their foot on the ground when the world's spinning and straighten things out for you? And it's usually your mama. For me, it's my mama. As we were mixing the song and had finished this song, the world completely turned on a dime on us. Turned in to this huge metaphor about what's important in life. So as that song trucks along now, and you listen to that song and you hear that lyric in the middle, there's a whole world of emotion that travels along with that song as it goes. And I think that's what makes that song it was a special song to start with, but I think it's extra special because of the times that we're living in.
Him and Faith, they got on FaceTime or whatever and FaceTimed me from the island. He said, you remember me talking about this other great song? I said, yeah, I remember that one. That's a hit song or whatever. He said, well, we were thinking about that one, but we're going to put I Called Mama out. And he knew that I would flip out, so it was like winning Publishers Clearinghouse or something. But I was jumping around the house. So it was pretty cool.
To get that call that you got the cut, but then to get the call that you're going to get the single. I was yelling through the house. My wife's like, what in the world's going on? And I'm just so pumped, so excited.
Yeah, that was
That'll never go away, I don't believe. It was incredible.
I Hope, written by Gabby Barrett, Zach Cale, and John Knight. Recorded by Gabby Barrett.
I Hope was written in October of 2018. We were talking about a relationship song, writing some type of relationship song.
John was kind of like, well, you know what? I hope you're doing this. I hope you're doing this. I hope you're doing well. And like kind of just train of thought saying a bunch of things that he, that you hope for someone, all the good things in life.
the guy does the girl bad, but the girl still like wishes the guy well. And I remember like laughing and saying something like, "Oh, haha, that's not how that's not really how women end up replying to things like that." We were messing around with lyrics and we were like, what if we say, "And then I hope she cheats"?
The hairs on the back of my neck stood up, and when I heard "I hope she cheats," I was like, okay, this is it. There's no question. I've written enough songs to know that that is what I'm looking for, that moment where you're like, gut punch and you don't see it coming. In country music, that is what we love about country music, is kind of like the hook.
It had a quick, just positive, immediate reaction. It like shot the #1 on iTunes, and it was just the numbers on everything were going crazy, especially the stream numbers. That was really encouraging to me, especially when it came time to, you know, push it to radio and really try to push the song to its max. And now 3 years later, you know, it's still doing crazy things, which is pretty cool to see.
For me, this was a song that kind of changed everything. Out of the billion of streams, like all these crazy statistics, this is the award that I will cherish the most. The people who do life alongside of us get to go like, hey, we wish we'd written that song.
Thank you to everybody that has shown immense support to this song, because it means a lot to myself and us three as a whole. So,
I Hope You're Happy Now, written by Luke Combs, Randy Montana, Carly Pearce, and Jonathan Singleton. Recorded by Carly Pearce and Lee Bryce.
I played a show with Luke Combs, I think when Hurricane was out, so it was like pre-world domination of Luke Combs. And I fell in love with his voice and went up to him and I was like, hey, I know this is really weird. I've never asked another artist to write with them, but would you ever write a duet with me? I felt like we were just cut from the same country cloth.
So I had the idea for this song written down in my phone, and me and Jonathan and Carly were in a room together and just kind of started talking about things that were going on in her life at that time, and trying to figure out what we were going to write. I threw this title out into the room, and we decided to go with this one, and we just kind of wrote it from, you know, her perspective.
You started playing the groove, and then I literally just feel like I started singing my apology to this person because it was a real story for me.
Luke, I think he had the idea. He was very adamant about the way we said, I hope you're happy now. Because you were saying, I hope you're happy now in the way of like, you're
Genuine.
being nice. But he was very adamant about saying, I hope you're happy now because you're an asshole.
When we started getting to that second chorus and it was the turn on, I hope you're happy now, the angst of the guy and the apology of the girl, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's where I feel like there's the magic in there.
There are so many songs that are written in a year, so many songs on the radio, so many songs that never see the light of day on the radio that are amazing songs. And just to be one of the 10 that are recognized is special.
It's my first #1 as a songwriter, and I love the song too. I'm glad you guys wish you wrote it.
One Night Standards, written by Nicolette Hayford, Shane McAnally, and Ashley McBryde. Recorded by Ashley McBryde.
The inspiration behind One Night Standards mostly was just that we were going to get in the room, that Nicolette was friends with Ashley McBryde.
We had a vibe kind of already going, but we didn't know, we were like, it was like airport hotel or something.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Nicolette and I had already started this cool chorus and this cool melody in the verse, but the hook that we were putting with it just didn't really work. So when we got the chance to write with Shane, we knew that he would be the person to fix it, who never said he was going to fix it. Yeah, he just said, let's just go ahead and write it.
Ashley said that was a real one-night stander.
Yeah.
And I thought she said one night standard. God, that was one of those moments. We've talked
Yeah,
about
that
it a
was
lot,
awesome.
where we were all looking at each other like, what
writing that.
has happened? Yeah, everything stopped and we started just writing towards that hook.
I think my favorite lyric is lonely makes a heart ruthless, because that's true. And when we said it that day and when I sing it each night, I really feel that way. And that can either make you feel sad or it can be empowering.
Ashley said too, like right after we wrote that, she played it live and she was like, by the second chorus, everybody was like freaking out and singing along to it.
My favorite reaction from One Night Standards is, at first it's this look, like, why is she singing about this? And then it's this kind of nod to each other across the front, like, as though to say, you're damn right.
Starting Over, written by Mike Henderson and Chris Stapleton. Recorded by Chris Stapleton.
I don't know which one of us came up with the title, but that's, kind of, we either start with a title or else Chris plays and mumbles. And I think I hear words from his mumbling, and then that turns into lyrics, and then we have songs. But I'm not sure how we came up with the idea.
This record that we had made, we started it a year prior to when we recorded this song, and we kind of shut down and restarted. This song was written in that period of time. And I always knew that I wanted to do this song because to me it felt a little bit of an anthem of, all right, I'm starting over making the record, trying to find the path. And I always find that songs over time, and I don't know if you found this, Mike, they take on different meanings over time. Or if I listen to things that I've been a part of over the years, they hit me differently over time. And I think this song is a prime example of that, because certainly Mike and I didn't write it thinking about people having to start over coming out of a pandemic.
I've had to start over on different levels, several times, many times. And I think what it means to me is that you can always start over, You can make a decision and stick to it, and everything's going to be okay. You don't have to despair, or you don't have to really even have to be scared if you just have faith.
I can't beat that answer. That's a great one. We're starting over a little bit. We haven't been touring at all, and we're going to go back out there. We've never heard anybody sing this song or, get to sing it to people. And I look forward to seeing the faces and what it has meant to somebody, because you can see that in people's faces when you're playing. But I hope it's giving some people hope, because to me it's a hopeful song. That's what I hope for. I hope it's giving people hope coming out of this, that a lot of what Mike said is it's all going to be okay.
Wow, what a fabulous group of songs that was. Songwriter of the Year. Takes a special year in a writer's career to earn such an accolade, and boy did this guy have one. Last year he had a 4-week number one, 2 3-week number ones, and a bunch of chart hits. He's the first predominantly Christian songwriter to ever hold the distinction of being NSAI's Songwriter of the Year. Just ask his friends and colleagues, and they'll tell you that not only is he a great songwriter, he's a phenomenal person. It's an honor to present the Songwriter of the Year award to Ethan Hulse.
When you're with Ethan, it's going to be a good day.
Ethan is someone who cares about the people in the room, cares about the song.
He's a super nice guy, very genuine, very kind. I met Ethan in Dallas. I was down there writing with 2 other friends of mine. And then Ethan walks into the room, and I'd never met him in my life. And he was like, hey, I got to go catch a flight, but I have this idea for a song, and it feels like your vibe. I was like, awesome, let's hear it. And it was the start of this chorus. Finished it that week, and it ended up being this song that changed my life.
I've had the pleasure of being Ethan's publisher since he came to town for his first publishing deal. To watch other people recognize his talents, how great of a writer he is, and what he brings to the writing room every day has been an incredible part of what we get to do.
My A&R guy at the time had just paired me up with different people. I didn't know who Ethan was, and I know he had a resume, but I walked into the session, and I was blown away by the freshness of the melodies. And that's what I enjoy most about him. He's progressive in his view of music.
He seems to have this unique skill of being insanely committed to both being present in the room personally and present in the room professionally.
Always joyful, just has so much life. If you don't have something, he's got something, he's going with it. But if you got something, he's like, oh yeah, let me add. It's just always encouraging. A big thing for an artist is that we talk about and share the music that we want to share, that's on our heart, that represents us the best. And Ethan just flows right into that.
producers from all over town where, you know, me and Ethan have something really special. We're the combo you want to go after every time. And it was just like, man, this guy is everybody's like special person they want to write with.
Little did I know, everyone is like, Ethan's my little secret. And it's like, yeah, Ethan's not a secret anymore. Ethan kind of is a big deal, and turns out everyone loves hanging out with him and writing with him.
Hey, what's up, Ethan? Danny GOKEY here, and I just want to congratulate you on being Songwriter of the Year.
We are so proud of you and in this incredible honor and achievement and recognition for your hard work over the last 5 years.
I'm so honored to just be a small part of this, and there's no one more deserving.
We couldn't be more thrilled to get a courtside seat. I genuinely believe this is just the beginning.
Man, your talent is making room, opening doors. Not only have you already started changing a lot of people, but there's a whole world that you're going to change. So congrats.
Congrats, Ethan!
Soak it in, my friend. You work so hard. You work harder than anybody that I know.
We are so thankful to know Ethan Hulse, not just professionally, but as a friend. He's a wonderful person. He's a wonderful husband, a wonderful father.
I'm just personally so grateful to have such an incredible songwriting partner in my life, but also, and even more so, such an incredible friend.
First time we ever wrote with Ethan, we wrote our biggest song, which is Rise Up, and that's such an incredible memory for us. But I remember being so nervous that day because we were coming in to write with the big bad Ethan Hulse.
When I have an idea and I'm able to bring them to you, I just know you're going to make it better. You're going to find ways to translate my ideas into songs that will reach people and give them what they need, which is ultimately our job. And you do it so well, my friend.
Everything that you touch turns to gold, and I'm so thankful that you gave us a chance to write with you, and I'm so glad that we were able to write with you then. So maybe, hey, for our next album.
God bless you, dude. We are lifting you up today.
You deserve to be honored in every way. We love you. We're thankful for you. Congrats!
Congratulations, Ethan. What a brilliant accomplishment. I am ERIKA NICHOLS, COO of Bluebird Cafe, and I'm here to present Song of the Year. This year's song has a special connection to the Bluebird Cafe. Not only do they share a moniker, but also a very special performance of the song was filmed and broadcast as part of the ACM Awards from the Bluebird Cafe. We're going to be able to share that performance with you, thanks to the Academy of Country Music, during this virtual event and close out our show. This year's Song of the Year, performed by the songwriters Luke Dick, Natalie Hemby, and Miranda Lambert, is Bluebird.
I can't remember what the poem was even called, but it was a Charles Bukowski poem where he talks about having a bluebird, some kind of softness of somebody that you didn't want to show, that you wanted to keep to yourself. I just kind of wanted to flip that idea. I thought it was an interesting image to have a bluebird in your heart, that in the face of whatever, you know, that you had this little fire that was always burning.
I feel like it's just a simple, beautiful way to say, you know, you're going to get through this. You're going to be all right. And it came out at a time when all of us really needed to hear that message and believe in it.
We didn't write. We were like, gosh, this is a smash single. It was just one of these things that it just kind of floated up the chart slowly but surely. I think it was just like a nice little new beginning song.
Singing it on stage and getting to live with it now, doing it live is really just a reminder that people really needed to hear it at the time.
Anytime I think of a bluebird now, I just think of, ooh.
I'm a turner. I turn pages all the time. I don't like where I'm at. 34 is bad, so I just turn a 35. Yeah, I'm a keeper. I keep digging down for the deep. Like the records I'm playing, you might keep it waiting, but you know I wanna play them for keep. And if the house just keeps on winning, I got a wild card up my sleeve. And if love keeps giving me lemons, I just mix them in my drink. And if the whole wide world stops singing and all the stars go dark, I'll turn a light on in my soul and keep a bluebird in my heart. Ooh. Ooh. Well, I'm a giver, y'all, and I'm still giving them hell. Forgiving's pretty hard, so I made an art out of forgetting them well. Yeah, I'm a rhymer, I can turn 20 cents into a 10. And if I get confused and I start to lose, I rhyme a dime till it all makes sense. If the house just keeps on winning, I got a wild card up my sleeve. And if love keeps giving me lemons, I just mix them in my drink. And if the whole wide world stops singing and all the stars go dark, I'll turn a light on in my soul and keep a bluebird in my heart. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, if the house just keeps on winning, I got a wild card up my sleeve. And if love keeps giving me lemons, I just mix them in my drink. And if the whole wide world stops singing and all the stars go dark, I'll turn a light on in my soul, keep a bluebird in my heart. I keep a light on in my soul, keep a bluebird in my heart. I keep a bluebird in my heart. Ooh. Oh, and the bluebirds sing.
Hello, everyone. I'm BART HERBISON, Executive Director of the Nashville Songwriters Association, and I hope you're enjoying our virtual edition of the 2021 Nashville Songwriter Awards. I want to thank all of our sponsors, our title sponsor, City National Bank. I also want to thank everybody that's watching this and everybody that supports our organization. Because at the heart of NSAI's mission is advocacy for the profession of songwriting. Since the earliest days of the pandemic, NSAI leaped into action and took that mission seriously. We led the effort to have every self-employed person in the United States, including songwriters, musicians, studio engineers, to make them eligible for paycheck protection loans and for unemployment. Along with the help of Sony Music Publishing, we dispensed $250,000 $1,000 grants that help people through this pandemic. And we continue that work. We continue to work on termination rights for songwriters, and we continue to work on a number of other fronts. That's the heart of our mission. We're proud of the work we do because we're proud of the songwriters we represent. Thank you again, and join us on September 20, 2022 at the Lyman Auditorium for next year's Nashville Songwriter Awards.